everybody, sorry about the double screen. It's just that I had to go low tech. My Screencastify did not want to record anything on Scratch, but I want to show you Aurora's first ever coding project. There you go, that's her first project, and then I just wanted to quickly show you. So this is Scratch from MIT. It is a free program if you're using it on the digital online, and I wanted to give you a quick little thing. So this is just a storyboard project where we just made a little story, and if I click my C inside, we can look at the coding itself. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of stuff. So if you want to try to use Scratch as your fun coding project, what you would do is make an account and then sign in. Then when you go to sign in, over here, which is not there right now because I'm in my actual file, is a create, and you basically can create a project, and then you'll change the title right here where it's going to say shared, so you change your title, and then you can begin coding little characters. And over here is your basic screen that shows you said characters, and they're called sprites. And the first thing you can do is hit stage. Stage is your backdrop, and you can even code your stage. My stage was not coded, but the first thing you can do is draw a backdrop, load a picture, or load one of the pictures that they have on Scratch. Then you can go to this section and add some sprites down here, and we picked insect sprites. And then from there, when you click on your insect sprite, you get this open template, and you can dress them up. So this is your customizing them. You can create a sound recording to go with them if you wanted to. And then you can finally start with your code. And the first thing I'll suggest is you can go down and you can see that there's different code types. If you go to events, the first code you're going to need is to start when you click the little flag. And then from there you can have it do different things. For example, you can see that ours says hello flower, and then 2 seconds it waits, and then it glides, so that's its movement, to a specific scale. One of the things to keep in mind is that this is done on a grid where your y-axis is here, your up and down, and your x-axis is here. The y and the x-axis is cut right in the center, so the center of our flower is at 0, 0. And everything that's going to be positive is going to be up in this quadrant. And all your negatives are in the lower part of your quadrant. So you have your positives and negatives. And so this would be negative x-axis and negative y-axis down here for my little cricket guy. So if I open up my cricket, you can see that this sprite has negative and negative in its quadrant because that's its location. So when it does its little dance, it wiggles around here. You can also see I put a repeat on this with my 4 times. It's going to repeat 4 times. I can change this if I wanted to and give them a 5th repeat, for example. 5, and enter that. And we can actually view our whole setup. Another one is this little spider guy, the little spider down in the corner. You can see that he starts out in the positive part of the X quadrant and the negative part of the Y, and that's because he's below this little 0 of my XY axis. And then he moves in under the leaf for the aphids, and I have him say yummy aphids, and then wait 3 seconds. And all these are here, so the looks are written word. We didn't do any sound recordings. Here is sound recordings. You can open this up and record a sound, which would then go into a recording file, which you can call something else, right? So you can change recordings. You can change colors and customize your little sprite. So you got a lot of fun options. And so this is just a really cool little coding program that you can go for and play with. And if I hit go, I can test my settings. One of the things you might want to set it to do is when you put it in a spot on your grid, make sure that you tell it to maybe return to that spot or start at that spot at the beginning so it resets itself. Otherwise it'll be in a new spot, and every time you hit a code it'll walk to a new place in your little code when you're done. And so you can see my little my little ladybug walks back and forth. The butterfly is the most complicated, and that's because we were starting playing with the butterfly and then we expanded on it. So he says, hello flower, and then I have him slide or glide to different spots. He has words that he says, and then he says time to go home, and he heads home. So this is Scratch. Enjoy. When you're all done, you can hit save now. And if you want to, you can then see the project page. And then finally, if you would like, you can share your project with the studio. And since Aurora is young and I really just want to protect her digital safety, I've turned off comments. I don't want anybody talking to her when she's playing with her Scratch program. I will admit that the first go round, this took us about an hour to make 35 seconds of video. But I do feel like now that we've got the handle on it, we would move a little faster using the program. And there's so many other things you can do with it. We just did a storyboard because it was simple to understand for Aurora's case in learning, but you can program games. You can program so many things on here. So if you would like to, this is how you do it. Have fun.